Here in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Daniel Carlson ready to get us started. And off we go from Minneapolis. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
And off to Benson to start the drive. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
No, it's not a running back, but it's a receiver carrying across the marker, Kate. I'm not even calling this a trick play anymore. It's about maximizing your resources and your asset, and this receiver shows you he can be a tool as a running back.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
That's simply a difficult tightrope walk to stay in bounds on a catch that far downfield. What an effort. Just too difficult a play to make.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And he'll head out of bounds at the opponent's 35. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the first.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Sending a receiver left. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Liking 18.
Working inside the red zone. Flushed out of the pocket. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And they score. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings finish up an excellent opening series. Now the PAT try coming up. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10 now. Finds his man. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll get it up to the 44. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 48. He fires one deep down the right sideline. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now they have 3rd and short.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Gibbs now from the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They just keep working it forward early. We've got 1st and 10 now from the 35. Back to throw. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And he gets very good yardage there. That's down inside the 10. That play made by their rookie from Michigan State.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, it would really break the backs of the defense.
And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. That's the end of one here on New Year's Eve. 7-0 is our score. More from U.S. Bank Stadium after the break. We're all set to bring you the 2nd quarter. Lions well within striking distance. Gibbs will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. Now try Gibbs again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. He finds him right side. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Looking for a throw here. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions finish off their opening drive. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings finish off their opening drive. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Trying again following the sack. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Third and long for him here. Finds Laporta. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Fourth down punt upcoming, Brock, and here's Austin McNamara to put his leg into it. And this is the first time he's been called on today. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The give now to Benson. Stiff arm success. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Let's go.
Short side option here. He's running left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 32 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with the sack.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. The Vikings with a chance to add to their lead. Here's 2nd and 7. Finds him over the middle. It's inside the 10. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings grow their lead just before halftime. Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings double their lead to 14. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. Brought in, inside the 20. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions make it a one-score game before halftime. And wow, Brock, this one is no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. Now, probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. On play action now, McCarthy. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. McCarthy to throw it. Snared by the running back. Here's Trey Benson. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Now it's McCarthy. On the move, past the 40. He has room past the 25. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. Receiver in motion, headed right. And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Receivers running the ball, well, that's become commonplace in the NFL now, and that includes down here in the red zone. In close, a lot less space to work with. You really love your most elusive players to get their hands on the ball.
And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They kick the running back in motion. Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So it's going to be 4th and short. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 12 there. And that gives the Lions the first. He'll throw it. He throws a bullet down the right side. Deep sideline shot is caught, and he gets out to stop the clock. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. to throw it on first down. Has it down close. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football is the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now it's 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And a solid gain gets them across the 45 before he goes out. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Enough to Gibbs from the gun. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 37. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Second and 10 now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Looking to the air here. And that one's incomplete for now. He brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense. Oh, an exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. Working inside the red zone. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Still sticking with the passing game. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Throwing on 3rd and long. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, and the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers. And he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Catch made left side by Laporta. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They are throwing it again. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
No question, this guy is a student of the game, and he's putting in the study hours, researching any weakness in these linemen and taking advantage of it. Once we hit game day right here, Kate, the students become the teacher, and what a lesson he's performing.
Another try following the sack. Finds a seam down the middle. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First down from the red zone. This throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with first and goal.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Goal to go, they're passing. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions shrinking the lead some in the third. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
1st and 10 from the 41. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it after his second interception of the season. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of you. If you stare down your receivers in this league...
It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I can hear it. I can hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise, you deliver, and that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack.
Trying again, following the sack. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a third down.
First sack, wobbled the cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L on each of the first two plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely third down pickup.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Throwing now from the gun. Taking a big shot for the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. He's dropping back to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a fourth down gamble.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
Play action on first down. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Buda Baker picks it off. And the Vikings are going to have it after his second interception of the season. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Finds him on the crossing route. And what a hit there. Alex, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Option play they give to Benson. And he drives this forward until they bring him down at the 38-yard line. Well, after that play, training staff is headed out. That's one of their top guys who's shaken up. And they're going to need him back for the upcoming postseason. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Palmer motioning right. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a short gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And the Vikings rush brings him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter back to back.
He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. Brock, I know you're a big fan of referencing baseball. Well, I believe that was 3 sacks, and they're out. Or in this case, get off the field following that safety.
No, that's a good call right there. You want baseball, Kate? I'll give you baseball. You know what that was? That was the equivalent of an immaculate inning in baseball. 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts, you're out. Back to back to back sacks. That's immaculate. And I don't think we'll see it again in this game.
They've got first down from the 31. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Throw left side, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Looking to throw, McCarthy. He's got a man left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. From the red zone now. Hits him on the in route. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
They're going to try with the wideouts. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings have likely locked up the win right there. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. And they'll take this opportunity to discuss what's next over on their sideline. Kicking team on to try the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings push the lead to 20. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. We start on the ground with Gibbs. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 16 yards on the play. And that gives the Lions the first. They'll toss it to Gibbs. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. So it's a win for the Vikings. With the eyes of the world watching, it's time for the biggest event of the year as we're proud to welcome you to the Super Bowl. We've made it, we have made it. Alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, bringing you coverage of the Super Bowl. It's almost surreal when you take in the atmosphere, isn't it? The magnificent spectacle that surrounds this game each and every February. And at the center of it, the best team from both conferences who fought all season long for the honor of playing here tonight.
And you know what's beautiful about this stage, Kate? These teams who meet in the Super Bowl each and every year, we've learned this. They're not always the most talented team in the league. They're the two who never buckled under the pressure, never let the moment become too big. You know what I love to say? They're the ones that didn't just play with one another. They played for one another. And I can't wait. You can't wait. The world can't wait to see which.
That's complete inside the 35. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that will give them some serious momentum along with a first down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Williams to throw on first. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive in the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
Hall will score. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears take a 6-0 lead right away. Breece Hall with the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send in flight. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Hurry! Real. Hey, alert! Done.
First down, here's Baker. He puts some power on a deep one left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Point it right. Set. Kings. Done.
Throwing again is Baker. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there and just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Done.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Bears football.
Got it. Ready?
They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Go! Go!
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he's just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 7 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So no return on that punt. And the Browns will go on offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Up, left. Watch out.
Enough to Chubb to start the drive. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Mayfield now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Up, left. Watch out.
Another try following the sack. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Coming up.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Think an interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Regular. Good. Alert. Hey, alert 33.
Now they send their back in motion right. Here he is on 3rd and long. He can't connect with him. Incomplete. Just put it a little too close to the boundary there.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Good return here of 19 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Set up.
Here's 2nd and 7. It is caught left side. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
18 back. Ready. 79 Broncos.
Motioning the tight end now. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Chicago first down.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Set up.
Working inside the red zone. And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Good. What's up?
Baker now off the play fake. Has it downfield working the left. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back.
Good. What's up?
Baker now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver, and that makes it 2nd and long.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Six. Regular, regular, regular. You got it.
Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Sent to the ground by Austin Booker. Got him 5 yards back, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
What's up?
3rd down. Here's Mayfield. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense. We've reached the end of the first quarter of Super Bowl 62. Browns are lined up to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
Here we go, set.
Working from the gun, Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
3rd down, here's Williams. Gets everything he has under this throw. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down. Chicago brings out the punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Got 49 on his first punt. This one looks even longer. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. 58 yards on the punt there. Man, it'll be their football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Good. What's up?
They begin the drive with Chubb. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Done.
Staying on the ground here with John. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Done.
Throwing on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. New series coming up following the punt. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 60 bison. 60 bison. Ready.
Williams from the gun. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. And the Browns, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting his offense up for success.
He brings it in.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Chubb. Can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
Touchdown, Cleveland! Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That one right down the middle. And the Browns chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They start the drive at home. Breaks the tackle, still going. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
First down, Williams. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. He got second down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Go!
Shotgun snap, a gift to Hall. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Running back, motioning right. Williams to throw on third. Really fired that one, but they couldn't connect.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And that gets out of bounds down inside the 20. Looks to be at about the 17-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Good. Point it right, point it right, point it right. What's up?
From the gun, Mayfield. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe, maybe.
Yeah, because he nailed that one.
Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Pistol. What's up?
Throwing again from their own end zone now. He'll get this complete to Chubb. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Regular, regular, regular. Hey, alert 33. What's up?
3rd and short, Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Hey, alert 33. What's that?
Mayfield on 1st and 10. Got him in. It's Njoku. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
We've hit their 2-minute warning. It's the Browns. With it, 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Davis. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Point it right. Real. Hey, alert!
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Connection made to Jude. He loses the football. Bears pick it up, headed the other way.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up what's ever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10.
60 back.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length, it may not.
Up to the races, middle of the field. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears grow their lead just before halftime. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Pistol. What's that?
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. It just can't happen. And you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
Point it right. What?
2nd down. Mayfield to pass. To the right and pulled in by Judy. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the 2 of them.
Good.
First down, here's Baker. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38.
Done.
First and 10, it's Mayfield. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
Done. Pistol. Run. Up. Done.
Throwing again on second and 10, Mayfield. It's into the hands of Joe. And he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
Set. Regular. Alert. Hey, alert 33. What's up?
Baker throwing again. Brought in close to the 8. And he drives this forward to the 6. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal.
Set. Real.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Mayfield to throw again. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
Alert! What's up?
Mayfield now from the gun. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal.
Set. Hey, alert!
Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal.
Set. Point it right. Kings! What's that?
Baker now from the gun. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll get him back to 11.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. Drops to a knee, and that pesky final second runs off. So we're to the end of our first half. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down, and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. Enough waiting. Let's crown a champion, shall we? The second half of the Super Bowl is underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Pistol. What's on?
From the 36. Able to get it to Moore. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Good. Run. Up. What's on?
First and 10. Here's Mayfield. Finds him over the middle. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bears territory.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Alert!
From the 46. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out. They pick up 20 yards there. And that gives the Browns a first.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
That's incomplete left side.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Real. Good. Hey, alert! What's on?
Throwing again is Baker. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Point it right. Good. Done.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. That's caught for the first. And he almost gets to the 5. He's out at the 6. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a first and goal.
Up. Good.
Here's Chubb. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Offense up to the line fast.
Regular. Done.
Chubb. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Browns cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
He's throwing for it. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
That is a gold star effort by the defense. First and foremost, you got to defend against the run on this short of a field. To do that and adapt in time to force an incompletion, that's a win-win.
From his own end zone, here we go. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
70 Lions. Let's go. Half to the left. Go.
They start the half to give to Hall. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears push their lead further to start the half. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
King. Dead. What's up?
From the gun, Mayfield. Gets it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 31-yard play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Moore going to motion over right. He breaks the tackle. No one around. He's got space. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Didn't take a rocket scientist to know, Kate. They wanted to get the ball in this guy's hands any way they could, not just in the passing game, and he just showed you why. This defense not prepared for his impact on the ground.
What's that?
Chubb on the give, headed left. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
What's that?
Mayfield will look to throw. He has the 1st over the middle. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down.
Run.
Nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Run. Up. What's that?
Pressure coming. Baker. Pocket isn't holding up. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut big, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Alert, alert! Hey, alert 33!
They send the tight end in motion. Cut near the goal line. That's a Cleveland touchdown. All right, Brock, take me inside the helmet of a quarterback here as you're laying there after taking that hit. Are you asking your linemen? Are you listening to the crowd? What are you doing to find out if you made the connection?
Yes and yes and yes to all of that. You're listening to the crowd. That's kind of your first indicator as you're laying there. That roar, what is it? Is it a touchdown? Is it a pick? And then your buddies let you know right away as they pick you off the ground, and that is a hit you will take for 6 every time.
From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set!
Hall running between the tackles. And he's going to be touched down right at the line, so no gain on the play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they're going to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Williams from the gun. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
That's a pro's pro right there. That is one heck of an experienced catch. He made sure to secure the ball, but he also knew exactly where the sideline was to get both feet down.
So we've hit the end of 3 in Super Bowl 62. It's the Bears in control in what would be a 2nd ever title if they can finish this out.
Liking
1st and 10 from the 41.
Let's go now.
Working from the gun, Williams. That's complete, Cole Kmet. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
Cougar 19. Chek. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Williams on the play action. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Ready, ready. Here we go, here we go. Track 60.
Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Forced out to his right. Connects with the open man downfield. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
Go! Ready?
To throw, Williams. And that's going to be brought in. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears take an 11-point lead as they try to push this one out of reach. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Taylor has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Baker now off the play fake. And a man is there to knock that away.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Third and long, Mayfield. He's throwing deep to the left. He's got it deep downfield. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. So 3rd and 16, no problem for them as they get the first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Some movement there before the snap, right side of the line. This is going to back them up. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down.
Hey, alert 33. Run. Up. Done.
Mayfield now from the gun. It's into the hands of Joe. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
Chubb running out of the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Regular. Set. Alert. Done.
Play fake. It's Mayfield. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Not the first time you said his name today, Kate. No surprise seeing him add a sack to this total. The same nose to the football that helped him recover a fumble earlier, well, it aided him in the pursuit of the QB. And he nearly forced a fumble of his own on that sack right there.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense
Point
staying out there on fourth.
Hey, alert, 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 alert! Watch out!
Here we go, it's Mayfield. And they won't do it, so that falls incomplete on fourth down.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Go!
On first down, here comes Hall. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Second and 10 now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game.
Get it. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Williams with 3rd and long. Oh, it put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Well, they had the look. Certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. They're out now, ready to punt it. Torrey Taylor will kick this away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they'll begin this possession in just a moment. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Keys. Watch out.
Baker now from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Pistol. Set. Watch out.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Brought in right side by Moore. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. 2-minute warnings there to help them, but still need 2 scores and just have that lone timeout left.
Watch out.
First and 10. Here's Mayfield. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's out of bounds, a little short of the 10.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
2-minute warnings there to help them, but still need 2 scores and just have that lone timeout left.
Set. Run. Watch out.
Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Browns need to score quickly. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Complete on the option. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the first.
Good. Watch out.
Mayfield to throw again. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend. Tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
That one splits the uprights. And the Browns trim the deficit down to 5. So with less than a minute and a half to play, they must recover this onside effort. And it looks like the Bears are able to recover that kick. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Ooh, had to have that onside kick. Got one timeout, but not much time left. This one kind of feels like it's over.
Not a whole lot they can do, but you can't give up. Not a time to look at the clock. You got that one timeout. You got to do all you can and really hope and pray this offense fumbles the snap or screws it up here in the final minutes. You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
Let's go.
Back into that favorite formation they go, Brock, forcing those guys to burn a timeout. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back. And this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect the timeout coming any moment now.
Likely going to see him take a knee here. Force him to burn a timeout, conserve a little of that clock. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
And the Lombardi Trophy makes its return to Chicago. The Bears have won the Super Bowl. So the Lombardi Trophy returning to the Windy City. Commissioner Goodell presenting it to the Chicago Bears. Super Bowl 62 champions. So that is a wrap. Another memorable NFL season in the books for our entire team here at EA Sports. For my partner Brock Hewitt here, our fellow commentators Brandon and Charles, Mike and Greg, I'm Kate Scott saying thanks for watching. We cannot wait to catch you all again next season. Until then, good night, everybody, from the Super Bowl. From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium. State-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Ball is teed up. Joshua Carty to do the honors. And here we go from LA. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Love going to air this out to start. Hauled in by Musgrave. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run, the great tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 48. He had it for a moment, but a quick defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Throwing his love on 3rd. On the move, headed right. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Still on his feet. And he won't connect on that one. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So 2nd down coming up. Love out of the shotgun. Hits him on the in route. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. The Packers into the red zone for the first time. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. Love to throw again. Oh, my. It's intercepted in the end zone. Nick Cross has it.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit. First carry now for Kyron Williams. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Pass play coming here. That's on target, Puka Nacua. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. In for the tackle, that's Lucas Van Ness.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. That one's out and cut on the right side. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Wilson's got it. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers' side of the field.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing off the play fake here. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down. They are throwing it again. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. The tackle made by Mozzie Smith. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
19, Tiger, 19, go!
2nd and 10 now. And he can't reel it in. Incomplete.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second, and incompletion is still pretty good, too.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Back 60. Left thing, 19.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. And this is another incompletion. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they're staring at 4th and long. Joshua Carty out for the Rams field goal try. This is going to be a 46-yarder. Slides kick is up and good. And that one is going to get them on the scoreboard.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lot. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Able to get it to Reed. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They have it on second and short. Hand off here to Jacobs. Makes a cut to the right sideline. Down the sideline inside the 30. A pickup there of 39. And it'll be first down Packers. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Thrown on first down, Love. This is reeled in by Reed. And he'll go down here at the 16. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
This throw is caught.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
They're lining up on the doorstep. Second and goal from inside the 1. Jacobs. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Packers take a second quarter lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Lutz there to tack on the extra point. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. They're out and set, first and 10.
Let's go now.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Into traffic, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And the Rams are going to have a first down. Give to Williams from the gun. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. From the 41. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
He's on the move. And he runs out of bounds a yard or two behind the line. Couldn't get all the way back. That's going to count as a sack.
You know, Kate, that's one of those situations where the game just, I think, speeds up on the QB a little bit. He doesn't flip it out of bounds before he goes out. It's going to end up as a sack on the stat sheet for the defense, and they earned it with effort, chasing him all the way to the sidelines.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Short pass brought in. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Dropping back to throw. Brought in right side. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it brings up an LA first down. Working inside the red zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it. Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Let's go.
Back to throw now. Pass it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Touchdown, LA! And with that score, he's reached the benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. He's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Cardi with the extra point. And the Rams push their lead to 3. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Love from the gun. It is caught left side. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week. And I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other to give him a chance to make a play.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. And it's the Packers with a 3rd and 3. Putting the tight end in motion. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down. Love out of the shotgun. Finds him over the middle. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up.
Ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
Well, sure, you're looking to try to get a first down on second down. You're trying to create a manageable third down. But I'll tell you what you're not trying to do, ever, is give the ball away. And that's what the offense does to the defense right there.
Let's go now.
Throwing now, following the turnover. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Second and 3. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Penalty not helping their cause for this third down. They're throwing it. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, I know some old-school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. Know how valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
It's first and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Shotgun now for Love. Flush out now to his left. He's going to keep it this time. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Takes the handoff, now Love. He puts some power on a deep one left. That's grabbed inside the 30. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they face second down. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Bertolet able to knock it through. And it'll knock this game up late in the second quarter.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20. Here comes the final play of our first half. Back to throw it. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
19 tight, 19 tight. Buffalo 18. Check go.
Airing it out to start this drive. That's him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Let's go. 18,
They'll motion him out of the backfield. From the 39. Oh, complete to Williams. They deliver a shot before he can get to the line.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll try and throw it here. He throws a bullet to the center. Big gain downfield. He goes the distance. Touchdown, LA! The Rams take the lead right away in half number 2. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. That one right down the middle. And the Rams break that tie and now lead by 7. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Love. This is Reed working the right side. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Handoff running left, Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3. Second down now, 7 to go. Going run again with Jacobs. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They'll get 18 yards there. And it'll be first down, Packers. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They go counter. It's Jacobs. He's out in the clear. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers start the second half with some needed points. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Point after try is good by Lutz. And the Packers make it 17 all. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. And one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. He's going to throw this one. This is reeled in by Wilson. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Second and 10 now. Hits his running back. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
From the gun on third down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that leaves them with a decision to make on fourth and short. The Rams are set to punt. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. Nice punt here, up and angled towards the sideline. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Throwing, Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Didn't read the intended target. So it'll be second down. Love. Able to get it to Reed. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit. Jacobs running behind center. Nice seam in the defense as he crosses the 45. Into the red zone. And it goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a third-quarter lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. That one splits the uprights. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. They'll throw it. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Edgerrin Cooper takes it away. And the Packers regain possession as he makes the 30th interception of his career. Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's first and goal. Love looking to pass. This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Jacobs will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. One down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Buys time, rolling right. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers parlay the interception into points. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. Lots there to tack on the extra point. And the Packers double their lead to 14. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Second and 6 now. Ball to the left side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Rams football. They trail late, but ball on the 45. 1st and 10. They're going play action. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. He'll look to throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now looking to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. That's 16 on the pickup. And it brings up an LA first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
When nothing opens up, that becomes a pretty clear throwaway spot. I mean, that is textbook throwaway spot right there, Kate. Get outside the box, chuck it into the third row, and avoid exactly what happened right there. Because now third down is so much harder.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And it's picked off, but, oh, yep, pretty clear he was out of bounds, so no interception, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that brings up 4th and long. Pass play now. That's caught beyond the marker. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They come through with a massive gain there on 4th down, 24 yards, and it's a first down.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. Now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Got Williams, and it's complete. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
The throw is caught. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've...
And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on football fields. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
All right, here we go. Huge play for the Rams, going for 2. It's caught. And he made the line of scrimmage, but not that goal line. Defense there to shut down that 2-point attempt. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. Chased out to his right. Looking right, and he finds him. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
They stick with Jacobs. He'll get him the 1st inside the 25. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Packers lead by 15 now. The Packers about set to kick this one away, and away we go again. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing from the gun here. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Second and 10, and they'll stick to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Third and long for him here. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up fourth down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Back to throw, needing a first. And all their pressure gets it done. That's a sack on fourth down as they force the turnover.
Coaches challenge him to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Drive starts out with a first and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's able to rip off a chunk of red zone yardage to the 10. Looks like a gain of around 7. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Second and 3 now. Jacobs with it. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
They'll take a knee here as that clock approaches the 40 seconds remaining mark.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So this is a Packers win. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season.